I cannot express this enough. Every time someone gives me a room, I end up broke because I decorate it and I lose all my money. And I was tired of getting hands out. So I got tired of the handouts. And I was like, you know what? No. I'm going to find a way to make money myself. I love the friends I have, but I needed to learn how to do it myself. And so, it wasn't just that. I also saw that there was all these really cool dances that people were doing in the game. So I was like, okay, I can knock out two birds with one stone here. So I got really into crafting and leveling crafting. But I mean, there's tons of guides online, but I didn't really follow any of them, except for like the first 50 levels. Then the rest were just like, okay, good luck. I was doing the Namazu beast tribes every day to basically level up my crafter. And it was just such a slow process, but like eventually it was slowly leveling up my blacksmith to get the little funny dance. And like I kept trying to like sell fire swords. The Suzaku swords, like there's a very specific mat that you need. And at the time, getting that mat was, if you're doing like solo, it was really difficult to do. And it's not a guaranteed drop either. So getting the mat itself was kind of a pain in the butt. So I would end up like spending half of the gil I had on just that single mat. And I would, I'd make like 5 to 8 to 10 of the same sword and sell it on the market. I was like, please buy my sword! I need money! I eventually learned that there was a better way to go about it. And I learned I leveled up my other crafters, and I learned how to make all kinds of other shiny things for the market and for people. And it became a good way to make an income, pretty much. After finishing the Namazu beast tribes, I moved on to the Kojin beast tribes, and then I moved on to the snake beast tribes, and then I got done with the Stormblood beast tribes, and I went, well, I guess I'm done with what I set out to do. Wait a second. What do you mean there's more? What do you mean there's more? No! No! And so, I ended up starting to do the Heavensward beast tribes. And then I learned that there was a place called Eureka. And I didn't really know, I remember I popped in once, and I went, yep, this sure is a place, and then I left. But I came back after Endwalker. After I did all the boss story, and then I had finished up Endwalker, and then I basically came back to Eureka. But I wasn't prepared for it. It's a lot bigger, it was a lot bigger than I was expecting it to be. And a lot more of a grind than I was expecting it to be. Basically, every day, I would leave my apartment, I would go do my Heavensward Beast tribes, and then I would go into Eureka, and I would grind, I would try to grind and get a few levels, and try to get the mats for the relic as much as I could for the day. And then once I was tired, I would go and leave, and I would head back to my apartment, and I would just crash. Around that time, from what I understand, Endwalker was in its post-story, but it was kind of in a weird spot, because I think a lot of people were expecting Endwalker to have a open field zone, which is what Bajra and Eureka is. And instead, they got an island instead, and I remember that left a lot of people pretty disappointed. But, so, at the time, a lot of the community was dealing with, an Endwalker fatigue, so I didn't quite see Mediocorps as often as I was wanting to see them, but I still saw them pretty often. And so every day, I would get up, leave the apartment, and I would go do my Heavensward Beast tribes, I'd go do Eureka, and then I'd get tired and come back, and I'd rinse and repeat this process for 2 months. And like after 2 months, it was really starting to weigh on me. It was so much work that I was putting myself through, and I didn't really understand why I was working so hard. I mean, I was working towards getting a shiny weapon and getting these funny dances, and just somewhere over the course of that period of the 2 months, it was starting to starting to weigh on me. And what I learned was that I was actually starting to experience what a lot of players experience, which is burnout.